Hello and welcome to another edition of Answers from the ARC, a new podcast for the families, team members and friends of the ARC Eastern Connecticut. I'm your host, Brian Scott Smith. We're back again to answer your questions about what's going on during the coronavirus pandemic. And to help us once again, I'm joined by Kathleen Stauffer, CEO of the ARC Eastern Connecticut. And because of social distancing regulations still in force, she joins me via Zoom. Kathleen, it's good to catch up with you again on the podcast.
It's very nice to be with you, Brian.
Now, of course, we've got a lot to talk about. I know you've got a lot of information you want to get across to us to give us an update on the work of the ARC Eastern Connecticut. So let's just dive right in there. So one of the questions that's been coming up, the ARC Eastern Connecticut has been able to pivot to online programming with ease. What new virtual programs have been rolled out since we last chatted?
Well, I'm not sure it was necessarily easy, but I do know that we have a team that made it look pretty simple. And of course, we've got a great IT team, and we have a lot of people delivering services into homes now. So what's new? Well, our virtual adventures page, which you can find at the arcect.org, it changes every week. We have the things that people maybe we're enjoying the week before, but we're adding new things, we're refreshing it. That page has had thousands of views. And so I would encourage people to keep on visiting there. We still have the tours. I'm personally hoping one day to have the time to do the tour of Buckingham Palace, which I have always kind of wanted to do. And it'd be nice to not have to take a 6-hour plane ride to do that. So everybody is going on there, kind of finding the things that they want. The exercise classes are very popular. And so, positive response all around.
Yeah, I was going to say that resources page, I took a look at it and it is phenomenal, the stuff that is actually on there. I mean, nobody can say that they can be bored looking through any of that stuff at all. It is just mind-blowing that, what you guys have managed to sort of find and share.
Well, and, as we've talked about, we are adding new things every week, and we're also adding new layers to the services that we're providing virtually in homes. And so we're now doing Zoom self-advocacy meetings. We've got peer-to-peer self-advocacy phone calls and check-ins with Jamie and Abby calling and even giving people coaching to use the virtual adventures page and get as much out of it as they can. The Zoo Room is very, very popular. And our team is, providing themed events, cooking classes, meal meetups, games, Simon Says, charades, dance lessons and parties, stretching, workouts, pet visits, and painting parties. So there's all kinds of things going on in those Zoo Rooms as people get, classes, learn new skills, and frankly, just connect with one another at a time when physically we're not really able to do it, but I think it does all of us good to connect with our community.
The staff are becoming creative and fun. I mean, clearly they're having fun with this as well as obviously the people that you serve.
Well, we have, a leadership team and direct support professionals who are open and flexible. And, the families are really great at working with us, even though these are very difficult times for them. So, tough times can be challenging, but sometimes they bring out the best in people. And I'm happy to say that in our community here at the ARC Eastern Connecticut, I certainly see that being the case.
Another big part of the work that you do is the micro enterprises that you have within the ARC Eastern Connecticut. I know you're very proud of those micro enterprises. So what has happened with those businesses, obviously, since COVID-19 hit all of us?
Well, we've had to suspend some operations for the sake of safety. However, not all of them. The lawn crew is going strong and well. Tim and team are landscaping while physical distancing. Our friend Barry, who works with our cookie accounts in our stores, has contacted all of our vendors and who have said they're looking forward to having us back. The cookie operation has been suspended temporarily, but it will return. And Chef Kim is working with the group homes to provide some baking backup and supports there. So we're not able to do the cookies right now. The Redemption Center is accepting donations at all 11 of our collection bins. The recycling center itself is not open right now, but Tamra, our partner in Redemption there, has done deep cleaning at our Woodstock location. So we're accepting donations there. We are not currently recycling, but again, we will be up and running as soon as it is safe. The Emporium is closed and we're not able to accept donations right now, but we will be sure to let everyone know when we're able to safely resume operations, because we're all very excited about getting back to that.
So, Kathleen, obviously, one of the big questions, it's the $64 million question, of course, is, can you offer specific details about maybe when the ARC Eastern Connecticut return to work?
Well, Brian, safety is our first concern. And so what we've got to consider are things like transport. How would we offer transport in a van with physical distancing? Right now, that's not possible. How are we going to be able to work with people who maybe are not readily able to wear masks? So, the transporting, the masks, the physical distancing, these are real challenges that health and safety is built upon. And so right now, it's really not feasible for IDD providers to be opening back up. I know that our governor is cautiously opening some operations. And so our lawn crew is functioning, for example, but we're not able to do physical distancing in the vans and things. And what I'm understanding is L&M Hospital in Eastern Connecticut tells us that the numbers here in Eastern Connecticut still are increasing, and that's positive COVID tests. So that is expected to be happening until about mid-June. So I believe we have to wait until at least mid-June and then reassess. And again, I've got to emphasize, when we go back to ordinary, regular day-to-day operations, we have to make sure that the transport, the masks, and the physical distancing for the people we serve and the people who serve, we have to make sure that we can do that, and that's a reasonable accommodation that we can do. And so in the meantime, we're writing procedures for that, guidelines for cleaning, physical distancing, use of personal protective equipment, PPE. We need to have a testing process in place. And right now, I don't believe Connecticut is quite ready for that outside of our hospitals and our emergency rooms. So with respect to the team, we've got great teamwork, and our homes and the agency really is only as healthy as the team. And so we're all very eager to get back to the way things were. People are doing great with self-reporting. The contributions from the community, from the people that come to work every day, to the folks providing supports in the home via technology, really good news there. And I'm happy to say, so far, so good. Everybody is for the most part healthy. And we have a former board member, her name is Ellen. She has sewed 150 masks for our team. And Helen's son, Michael, who we also serve, has taken to sitting with Ellen while she sews. The sewing machine is very comforting for him. And so Ellen and Michael have provided us with 150 masks. So we've just got teamwork all over the place here in Partnership for Full Equality. And so we do need to ask everybody to please keep physical distancing, and your well-being will help to keep us happy as a community. And so we will return as soon as science says we can do it safely. I know it can be frustrating. All of us, we've been social distancing for some time now, and we all really would like to get back to normal. But I'm reminded of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who said, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But whatever you do, just keep going, because we've got to keep moving forward. And I think right now it feels like we're crawling back to normal, but I can promise you we will get there. We've got a whole community rooting for us. And, if you're a parent out there and your son or daughter or brother or sister might enjoy a certain kind of online adventure, or you'd like us to upload something for you, all you have to do is email Bonnie Jones, who's our Employment Center Director, B as in Bonnie, JONES, at thearcect.org. We are always looking for new ideas. And, I just want to thank everybody. Thank our parents, thank our participants, thank our sponsors, thank our family of donors, thank our team members, our leaders, our board of directors. Thanks to each one of you for being on our team.
Of course, just to add to that, we see the support that your organization has, not only from the comments that you've just made, but you only have to look at your social media, like your Facebook page, to see all the amazing comments that people, share and put on there, obviously about, as I say, the ARC Eastern Connecticut, and as I say, the team and the work that you do. I mean, clearly you are a much loved and much needed, of course, organization. Kathleen, it's been an absolute pleasure, of course, to talk to you again. Thank you for taking the time, and to you and obviously the entire ARC Eastern Connecticut team. Stay well, and thanks for joining us again on another Answers from the ARC podcast.
Thank you, Brian.
That's all from this edition. If you have questions you want answered, then send them to answers@thearcect.org, and we'll include them in future podcasts. And don't forget, you can get all the latest information about the coronavirus and what the ARC Eastern Connecticut is doing at their website, thearcect.org. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, and we'll have another Answers from the ARC podcast for you soon. Bye for now.